Good morning. I hope you are good and safe. Today, in this video, we will learn about subject-verb agreement. So, what is subject? Subject is any person, place, thing or idea that is doing or being something. Subject is answering who is performing action in our sentence. Any action performed by the subject or state of being is verb. It answers what subject is performing. For example, Ajay plays cricket regularly. In this example, subject is Ajay, who is performing an action. Play is an action in this example, and it is answering that what subject is performing. So it is verb. Subject on point of view could be first person, second person or third person. I, we are first person. You is second person. He, she, it, they are third person. On the basis of count, subject could be singular or plural. Subject-verb agreement. For making a sentence grammatically correct, a verb must agree with its subject in number. We can say subject-verb agreement is the backbone of our grammar. Generally, for singular subject, we use singular verb, and for plural subject, we use plural verb. But remember that this rule we apply when the subject is in third person. And generally for first person, I, we, and for second person, you, plural verb is used. For making singular verb, we add s or es with the base form of verb. And for plural verb, we never add s and es with the base form of verb. Now see example. That monkey eats banana. Here we have one monkey. So verb must be singular. Here verb is eat and we have added s with it. So the correct verb is eats. That monkey eats banana. This car goes fast. Car is one, singular in number. So verb will also be in singular form. And we add es with go. So the correct verb here is goes. That car goes fast. Those monkeys eat bananas. Here monkeys are plural in number. So verb must also be in plural. Here we have not added any s or es with base form of verb. So the example is those monkeys eat bananas. When the subject is not in third person, I, we and you, these are first person or second person. I read newspaper regularly. We read newspaper regularly. I is singular, but we always use plural verb read, not reads, with first person. We is plural. So it is obvious that we will use plural verb with plural subject. We have few important rules regarding subject-verb agreement. Let's start with the rules. Rule number 1. Two singular subjects connected by and require a plural verb. Gold and silver are precious metal. Now see, when there are two subjects, one is singular subject and another is also singular subject, but we are talking about both, then the verb must be plural. And here in this example, gold and silver, we are talking about two metals. So verb here is plural. He and I were playing. Again here, two singular subjects, but they are connected with and. So verb must be plural. Rule number 2. When singular subject and plural subjects are connected with either, or, neither, nor, or nor, then whatever subject is nearer to the verb will based on that subject. If the subject is singular, then the verb must be singular. But if the subject nearer to the verb is plural, then the verb must be plural. For example, either the cat or mouse has been there. Now see, near to this verb, here is one mouse. So the verb is in singular form. Neither the chairman nor the directors are present. Here chairman is singular, but director is in plural form. So verb must also be in plural form. Rule number 3. Subjects joined by or nor are of different persons. The verb agrees with the nearer. Subject 1 or subject 2. Neither you or he is to be blamed. Either you or I am mistaken. See, in first example, is nearer to third person he. So it agrees with the person, with the subject that is nearer to verb. In second example, either you or I, verb is nearer to first person. So it agrees with the person nearer to it. So here verb must be am. Either you or I am mistaken. Rule number 4. Any sentence using either, neither, each, everyone or many, these words, then the verb must be singular. Every one of the boys loves to ride the car. Many man has done so. In all these examples, everyone or many or where we are using neither or each, verb must be singular. Rule number 5. There are many words which are in plural form, but their meanings are singular. For example, mathematics, news, economics. All these examples are in plural form, but their meanings are singular. So verb must agree with them, must be in singular form. For example, mathematics is the branch of study in every school. The news is true. Here mathematics is singular subject. So verb must agree in singular form. News. News is always in the singular form. So here verb must also be in singular way. Rule number 6. When the subject is in singular form, but its meaning is plural, then plural verb must be used. For example, 1 dozen. Dozen here word is in singular form. But what actually it means? It means 12. So verb used with it must be in plural form. 1 dozen cost apple 1000 rupee. Here cost is in plural form. Its singular form is costs. S must be added. But here S is not added with it. The couple are going out this week. In a couple, there are always 2 persons, right? So, verb here must be used in plural form. Next, use of collective noun in the sentence. Generally, when we are talking about only that collective noun, then the verb must be in singular form. For example, the family is driving across the country this summer. In this sentence, we are talking about this family in whole. When we are talking about any collective noun in whole, then the verb must be in singular form. But if members of that collective noun are acting as individuals, then the verb must be in plural form. The family are each doing a different task. Here, we are talking about the individual members of that family. So when we are talking about the individuals of that collective noun, verb must be in plural form. Next rule. Singular verb must be used with gerund or infinitive in sentence. What are gerunds? When we add ing form of verb and that verb is acting as a noun in a sentence, then we always use singular verb with it. For example, swimming is good exercise. Swim is an action word, and by adding ing with it is acting as a noun in our sentence. So swimming is the gerund here, and with gerund we always use singular verb. When we add to the base form of verb, it becomes infinitive and it acts as noun, adjective or adverb in our sentence. We always use a singular verb with infinitives. To dance is her hobby. Singular verb is used here with infinitive, to dance. Another rule is error of proximity. When the subject is a phrase consisting of more than one noun, students, they sometimes choose a verb that agrees with the noun that stands near it. It can cause error. So what is the rule of proximity? When a compound subject contains both a singular and a plural noun or pronoun joined by or nor, the verb should agree with the part of the subject that is closest to the verb. This is the rule of proximity. Non-count nouns take a singular verb. Non-count nouns take a singular verb. For example, education is the key to success. Here education is non-count verb, that is uncountable. So verb here must be singular. Another example, the details of the accident are unknown. Here accident is the main subject, but what we are talking about in this subject is about the details. So we have to focus that if the things what we are talking about in the sentence are in plural form, then the verb must also be in plural. If the thing we are talking about in the subject, maybe it is not main subject, but the subject is based on it, then the verb should be agree with that noun. In this example, the details, we are talking about details of the accident. So the base of this sentence is details. Verb must agree with details. So here verb is in plural form. Next rule, use of prepositional phases. We have to separate the subject from the verbs. They do not affect the verb. For example, the perspective of different people varies from time to time. Here in this, the perspective of different people, this is a phrase in which what is the main thing we are talking about is the perspective, right? So perspective is in the singular form. So verb must agree with this singular number and it must be in singular form. Next rule. We all know that with singular subject we use singular verb and with plural subject we use plural verb. We have to identify main verb in the sentence. See examples. There are 4 hurdles to jump. There is a high hurdle to jump. In these two sentences, main thing or main subject we are talking about is hurdle. But in first sentence, we are talking about 4 hurdles and it is in plural form. So verb must agree with this plural number and it is in plural form. In second example, hurdle is in singular number. So verb is also agreeing with it in the singular form. Here are the keys. In this sentence, we are talking about keys and it is in plural form. So verb must agree with it and it must also be in plural form. Next rule, whenever in a sentence we are using distances, periods of time or sum of money and considering it as a unit, then the verb must be singular. For example, 3 miles is too far to walk. Here 3 miles is considered as a unit. We are talking about a distance. So verb is in singular form. But when we are not considering it as a unit, then verb must be plural. For example, $10 were scattered on the floor. Here $10 we are talking separately that these notes were scattered on the floor. So verb must also be in plural form. Another rule, use of none in our sentence. When none is used as alone, then verb must be singular. But when none is used as a prepositional phrase, then if it is used with a singular noun, then the verb must be singular. But if none is used with a plural noun, then it must agree with plural verb. For example, none of my stamp collection has lost its value. Here, none is attached with stamp collection. That stamp collection is singular in number. So, verb is also singular. But in next example, none of my stamps have lost their value. Here stamps are plural in number. So verb must agree with it and it must be in plural form. No men are hungry now. Men is in plural form. And whenever we are using no with plural form, verb must also be in plural form. Another rule. In sentences where we are using each and every, then verb must be singular. For example, every boy and every girl was given a packet of sweets. Every girl and every boy and every girl, they are connected with and we are talking about every person individually. So verb here must agree with this every word, individual boy and individual girl, and here it must be in singular form. Another rule, sentences where we are using most of, all of, a lot of, some of, there if the noun is countable, then the verb must be plural. And if the noun is uncountable, then the verb must be in singular form. For example, some of the girls, we can count them. Girls are countable. So verb here used is are. Some of the girls are cute. And in another example, some of the water is yet to be filled in the bottle. We cannot count water. So it is uncountable, and with uncountable noun we are using singular form of verb. So here singular verb is. Another rule, any word where the suffix is body, thing or one. For example, somebody, everybody, anybody, nobody, everything, something, anything, nothing, everyone, someone, anyone, no one. With these numbers, we are always using singular verb. Someone has stolen my bag. Here in this example, with someone we are using singular verb. Something is better than nothing. With something we always use singular verb, that is. These were few important rules regarding subject-verb agreement. I hope you all have understood it. Stay safe. Thank you.